Your attention. I didn't really want to make a speech, but let me say this. Thank you all for coming out to support me and enjoy some free ice cream. I really appreciate you. I can't tell you how much. As I look out here in the crowd, see all my friends and some new friends that came out to show support. You know, this is kind of a unique event in the political world because like me, generally, I don't care what your political leanings are. I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, anything in between. It doesn't matter to me. What's important is that we are all equal. We are all equal and deserve to be treated equally and represented equally in our government. So this free ice cream social started back in 2010 as a fundraiser when I first ran for county board, and we had so much fun with it. I said, you know what, I'm going to do this every year. So every year since 2010, we've had one afternoon, one Sunday or Saturday in the year for one afternoon, 2 or 3 hours. It wasn't about politics, it was about ice cream. And that's why as you look around you and you talk to different people, you'll find that there's a great mix of people of political leanings and opinions and so forth and so on. But we put those aside. We don't even focus on politics. What we're focused on is just being a community and interacting with each other, okay? However, today's event is a combination of the free ice cream social, the free ice cream fundraiser, because it needs some money, and my announcement, my formal announcement, that I'm going to run for mayor of Waukegan in the 2025 election. So, you know, those of you who know me, and many of you, as I look out in the crowd, have known me for years. Yes. You know, a lot of the newcomers think that I just got here. They just got here. And I've been around in politics since 2000. And the way it all started was when I bought my house. Sonia and I married September 4th of 1999. We bought the house on Jackson Street in October of 99. And then in April, May, we got our first property tax bill. And I was like, dear Lord, I got to pay taxes on the house? I didn't know. They didn't explain that to me. Sonia knew all about that stuff because she's the financial whiz between the two of us. She carries all that stuff. But I was driving home on Glen Flora, and I'm looking at, I'm reading this property tax bill, and I'm thinking, oh my God, right? As I noticed, just as I had that thought, I noticed that they didn't paint the yellow curb at Glen Flora and Jackson. And I thought, why am I paying all these taxes? They didn't paint that yellow curb. So I asked a friend of mine, he said, you should go down to City Hall and ask them. And I went down there, and my alderman, Larry Tempest, I went to introduce myself to him. He kind of, get away from me, kid. You know, he's an old grumpy guy. You know, everybody, you know Larry, right? So I didn't like that. So I went back the second time, and I distinctly remember sitting in the audience thinking, these guys don't know what they're doing. I'm going to run for alderman, and I'm going to set everything straight in Waukegan. Now, I just got here. I mean, I literally fresh off the boat. So that is how I started. And I've always, since that time, I've been a political activist. I never was a community activist. I've always been a political activist. And I've always fought what I consider to be the good fight for good representative government. And I'm pretty nonsensical, straight to the point, and my message is consistent, right? Years ago, I ran as Keith No Tax Turner because I opposed property taxes unless you can show a demonstrated effort to reduce the spend of government. I think government spends way too much money, and it's not spent efficiently and effectively. Thus, they didn't paint the yellow curb. 23 years later, they still haven't painted that curb. And I'm serious. They still have not painted, and I'm telling them, don't paint the curb. And they won't do it. So anyway, I'm running for mayor, again, as part of my continuing effort to fight the good fight on your behalf. And The key elements of my platform, the reasons I'm running for mayor are because I don't see, there's a disconnection between those who represent us at the top, the leadership, and the issues that impact us most directly, how we live and how we do business in Waukegan. And consistently I hear the same observations. I won't say they're complaints, they're observations. Government is inefficient, and government is ineffective, and government is not consistent nor fair. Those are the complaints that I hear from numerous people across our community.
Observation.
Right? These are the observations. Thank you. So, the pinnacle of my priorities, absolute top priority, is public safety. If you don't have public safety, you don't have anything. You can't have anything. We need to be comfortable and safe sitting here in the yard, walking on the street, sitting on our porch, regardless of where we may be, we should be able to feel safe. And right now there's an uptick in crime, violent crime and property crime, and many of us no longer feel safe in the neighborhoods where we always live. You know, I've lived in this neighborhood for over 20 years, 23, 24 years now, and I don't feel safe, right? And I know many people that I speak with no longer feel safe. We're not living in the same neighborhood that we bought our homes in 10, 15, 20 years ago.
That's true.
So this is the absolute pinnacle of my priorities, public safety. Next, and I want you to understand, these are not the only issues that I'm going to address, that I'm going to speak to. It's multifaceted, numerous issues, numerous problems. And one of the problems is that we don't focus and properly prioritize our efforts, right? We don't identify with what the problems are and address them directly. So the next problem that we have here is related to business. It's nearly impossible, or at least it's extremely challenging, to develop a new business or grow an existing business. And I speak to numerous small and medium and large business owners. I speak to contractors and developers. I speak to residents who are doing simple projects like maybe repairing a walkway, repairing a roof. And the consistent theme of their observations is that it's very difficult to do business in Waukegan because there's a lack of communication. There is a lack of prioritization. There's a lack of customer focus, and things just take too long. It takes sometimes weeks or months to get a permit or an inspection. The communications flow is not engaging. You can call down to City Hall, you'll get a voicemail box that's full, you'll never get a return phone call, they don't answer email. And this is a corporate cultural attitude that the citizen, the customer, is not important. And that's got to change. It can't change immediately. It's a cultural shift that I intend to bring. So I want to have a proactive and concerted focus, an initiative to streamline how business is done in Waukegan, the permitting and licensing processes, eliminate some of the burdensome ordinances and processes that hinder us from moving forward with our business development. Shifting back to public safety, there's a number of things that I'm trying to do. I'm already taking action on. I have offered a resolution or ordinance for the purchase of a vacant industrial property on the south side to be used for our new police station. Current administration offers suggests $60 million for a new police station. I got one for $1.3 million by the building, by the site. Actually, it's two sites, and then we'd have to fit it out for specificity of a police station. But right now, they could run like a substation there. Just turn on the lights and the water, and it's good to go. So that's one thing. I'm taking proactive steps right now. I want to, initiate a zero tolerance policy for gun crimes, illegal possession of firearms, illegal use of firearms, no plea bargaining. No plea bargains. I'm asking the state's attorney to address that I'm also going to meet with the chief judge. So those are two initiatives I'm already engaged in, and as your mayor, I'm going to continue to push for those kinds of efforts. In the past 13 years, I've offered a reward for illegal gun possession and various other crimes right here in the 6th Ward. This year, I was joined by the alderman in the 7th Ward, Michael Donenworth, who he and I put together our rewards program. That initiative ended on Labor Day. So there are a number of other public safety issues. Speeding cars. I've got a plan for putting in speed humps and speed bumps, other traffic or speed mitigation devices throughout the city. Cameras, rumble strips, and again, the speed humps and speed bumps, and maybe some roundabouts. I want to repurpose some of our police officers, some of those details within the police department. I want to repurpose them to focus specifically on the issues that impact us. Some of you live on these side streets and cars are coming down the street 40 and 50 miles an hour. I've seen it numerous times, right? And you've seen it too. And this is what frustrates me, is no one even speaks to these issues, let alone make an effort to resolve the problem. So I'm going to take that as my mantle going in the battle, right? And then, before I go on too much further, I also have a plan to finally defeat the annual pothole crisis. I'm gonna kill the potholes. Not every year. We're in September and we're still fighting potholes. We're still filling potholes. So I've got a plan for that. All right. So those are some of the things that I'm running on. Appreciate you guys' support. We're starting way early. The election is not until April of 2025. I'm an old Navy guy, I'm a Navy veteran, and the Navy believes we always start early, get there way before everybody else shows up, and that's why I'm starting now, to let you know that I'm coming. And the way you can help with this campaign, help with the campaign, spread the word, encourage others to reach out to me, invite me to gatherings that you may have, whether it's just a small 2 or 3 people, some neighbors, or if you belong to an organization, invite me to come and meet people. That would be helpful and beneficial. So, did I forget anything? Nope, got it. Okay, so questions and answers. You guys got any questions for me? Hey, you guys got here just in time. I just finished the speech.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing.
We had a secret video. We knew that.
Anybody got questions? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you going to enforce the noise ordinance?
Absolutely. So, Kathy, I recently offered an amendment to the existing noise ordinance to increase the fines up to $500. What I also want to do is, and this is specific in the ordinance that I initiated. I don't know if it got captured, but anyway, what I want to do is, so let's say you call the cops, say there's a noisy guy over there across the street. By the time the cops come, they turn it down. Or the cops come, they turn it down, and then the cops go, they turn it back up. So I want it specifically written in the ordinance that if you take a video, that video can be used as evidence. I'm not saying you have to take it, but if you do take it, then the police can say, yeah, okay, so I left, and you turn it, no, I didn't, officer. Yes, you did, because Ms. Ma'am has a video, and we're going to write you a citation. You go into the hearing, $500 fine. That's my, and now, I've already done that. That was 2 weeks ago.
Let me say one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know everybody has fun and everything, and then they have a party, so people respect everybody. It's a certain time when they can play, and it's should be a certain time when they can shut it off.
Right.
Especially on Saturday night when people have to go to church or something. Will that be included there?
Well, let me say first what the noise ordinance is. The noise ordinance is in effect 24 hours a day. The only thing that changes is the amount of fine depending on that specific period. And I don't know exactly what it is. So let's say between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. it's one fine. 5 to 9 p.m. it's another fine. 9 to 12 it's another, and 12 to 5 in the morning or something. So I want to make it consistent, and where there's a bigger swing or a larger potential penalty for it. And I think if we start enforcing that, that's the other thing. We have a lack of enforcement, and that's due to many regards. We just don't have the personnel, whether it be police, public works, code compliance, all of these departments need to grow. Right now, I think our police department is around, well, let's say it's roughly 160 officers, sworn officers. I would like to see that, and we need to do it. I would like to see the police force grow to 200 or more, maybe 220. Kenosha has 220 officers,
What's their population?
roughly the same as ours, about the same. So you have to remember, this is Waukegan, we're a town, not a town, we are a city, right? And we have urban issues, and we need a larger police force. We need a larger public works department. The public works department, none of those guys can take off during the winter time. Not one. They have to have a special written permission from the director of public service to take time off in the winter, because if it snows, we want all hands on deck, right? So they're shifting now. Guy on the tree crew goes on vacation, so the guy on the sewer crew has to back him, has to flip over, and it's a constant reallotment of resources. What's up? Anyone else? Yes, sir.
People doing their business.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to me that historically the leadership in Waukegan does not really appreciate how important business is to exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Building up these different departments, having enough personnel to do these
I
things.
agree.
If they can't get it through their fat heads that they need to support businesses, having businesses in town, having good business, what it does is it encourages young people who have nothing to do.
Absolutely.
You hire them.
That's right.
All right. We recently lost to Ace Hardware.
Yes.
Okay. Among all these other businesses, we got Genesee is practically empty in a lot of places. You know. Now there have been some new businesses, some of them not so good, some of them okay. You know. But the fact of the matter is that it seems to me that they really need to concentrate on promoting Waukegan as good for business in order to increase tax base, in order to provide the services. We cannot tax the average person and make enough money
That's right.
to do all these things. We need business.
Right.
We have to be business
Friendly. Got to be business. Can't be business friendly if you're not business friendly.
Exactly.
And my one of my platforms or theme, slogan, however you would like to term it, is I would like to do away with the idea of old Waukegan. Yes, we know what old Waukegan was, but we're not going to be old Waukegan again. What we are going to be is new Waukegan, and new Waukegan is open for business. That's what I want to bring to the table. I want to set the environment where it is extremely easy for businesses to come and do business and start up in Waukegan or move into Waukegan or expand if they are already here in Waukegan. We have to cut through the bureaucratic morass, right? Or molasses, if you will. We have to make it easier.
Frankly, my as a building contractor working with the department, they've been less than professional. Okay?
Yeah. No, it's not okay.
For permits numerous times, having them flushed through the computer system and nobody having gotten them. I have actually gone in for the same permit, have the girl right there help me. We put it on the computer. 2 weeks later,
Ain't there.
it's not there.
Right.
Okay, so you know,
Well,
it's very frustrating when the people who are in the office can't
right. So-
find their own butt.
So again, these are I've heard those same observations numerous
Yes,
times.
that's an
Rich.
observation.
It's a constant, right? And these are the kinds of things. And I think part of the problem again is leadership being disconnected from the realities of how the city is functioning,
Yes.
right? And one advantage that I think an alderman has, and we have had aldermen who have been elected to mayor, but I'm telling you, the alderman is the most closely and directly connected to the people. If you take advantage of that opportunity, that office, right? And that's what I do. I think everyone here can attest to how responsive I am, how engaged I am, how proactive I am, and how I get things done. That's what I'm known for. And I bring that same attitude to the office of the mayor. I want to get things done. I want to smooth the flow of processes so that we can make accomplishments. I don't want to hinder business growth. I want to explode business growth. I want everybody to make money. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a communist.
Amen.
I like making money. I want you to make money too, right? So yeah. Who's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Gail.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you for because you've been with me through my project. One of the things when you mentioned business,
Yes, sir.
when I'm downtown, there's a couple times where I wanted to go to a restaurant during the daytime. I look in my car and then I have to drive back home because I have no money for the parking meter. Now I don't have to do that in Highwood.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't think of another community in Lake County that has parking meters in their
But I'm
downtown.
one of the people that will drive, because I live so close,
Yes.
I will drive back to get my quarters for the parking meter. But I just want to say thank you for my property looks nice.
Yeah.
But again, you were saying about the problems.
Yes.
I still got the scratched off paper on my door.
Oh my goodness. See, some little things like that. And some people will say, well, Turner, what are you worried about that for? Because it's all about your mindset. What Gail is referring to is if you get let's say your grass is too tall.
Right.
And the guy comes by, the code compliance officer comes by, and he puts a sticker on your door, a green sticker on your glass door that's nearly impossible to remove. And I'm like, well, why would you vandalize the man's property because he didn't cut his grass? And that's what it seems to me is like vandalism. And all I'm suggesting is that we use the same type of adhesive that the guys from UPS or the post office use. They just stick a little note on your door and it's easy to remove. Now, that could be different with a red notice where don't inhabit the property, right? Then maybe you want one that doesn't come off because you want it to be known from afar that no one's supposed to be in there. But it's little things like that, Gail. That mindset of us versus them. I'll tell you this, some of you heard me say it before. Some of you heard me say it before. Guy like me comes to you, and this is what we say. Hey, vote for me. I'm going to represent you, right? I promise you I'm going to do this. I promise you I'm going to do that. And you say, well, I don't know about that, man. I like the other guy. Now I convince you and you say, okay, Turner, I'm going to give you a chance. I'll give you a shot at the title. You got my vote. And many of these politicians, as they swear in to office, as their hand comes down, they become an agent of the government and they do not represent the people.